What's up? What's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we take a look back at the early works of seasoned comedians before they were seasoned with this week's guest, Alex Hooper. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist and host of Done Way Past Funny. This is the conclusion of our interview with professional roaster, human cartoon, and comedian Alex Hooper. Enjoy. Now, I can't remember the countries you named. You said Argentina, or obviously England. But the countries you've been to, do you have a favorite moment that will kind of like your dying breath? You're seeing your moments before your eyes, and it's like, okay, London, and you see this, and Argentina, and you see this. What are those moments?
I mean, Thailand, just being, I'll just say it, tripping on acid on a beach in Thailand during a monsoon rainstorm. Amazing moment. Absolutely amazing moment. I went to Japan this year and got to perform in Tokyo, and just Japan as a whole I've wanted to go there for my entire life. And that was an incredible moment. My wife and I were over there for 2 weeks, just really soaking it in. Argentina, there's these waterfalls called Iguazu. They're one of the natural wonders of the world. They're on the Brazilian-Argentinian border, and they are the picturesque, like quintessential when you think of what a series of waterfalls all around you will look like. That's it. You're in the jungle. And I mean, my wife and I, we went in there very early in the day when there was almost no one else in the park. And it was wandering around there completely by ourselves to these incredible waterscapes. Just perfect, So, I mean, everywhere I go, I take a little piece of it with me. If you mention somewhere I've been, like even when you said Icons in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, will I ever go back to Sioux Falls, South Dakota? I have no idea. No plans, not rushing there. But I have moments and memories and pictures in my head of what it was. And honestly, that's one of the things I love about comedy is I don't have a reason to go to a lot of the places, especially domestically, that I go, but okay, let's see what's in Fort Worth, Texas. Let's see what's in Salem, Oregon. Let's see what's in Springfield, Massachusetts. We're here.
Now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to ask you a question. What's the most unusual audience you've had to perform for? Like, have you done a senior center?
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know what? Even better. I did a place where I did a deaf center.
Oh, like a hospice?
No, deaf, DEAF.
Oh, okay.
Deaf, hearing impaired.
Got you. Okay.
Center. So I went very slow, did big movements, made sure to accentuate every single word. It put me in a completely different space, and it was fun. But I wasn't trying to play down to them, but I go very fast. So I had to change my performance to make sure they were with me, So and just doing that, making sure you're with me, everything became this extreme movement. And I mean, that's definitely an odd one for sure.
Now I did. Now this is only. I used to do a Trump impersonation, well, Trump characterization years ago, and I don't do it anymore. But I did it because I wanted to see if it could be done.
Okay.
And what it is Trump talks with this, he does these hand motions. And so the premise of the bit was that Trump was saying to us one thing with his words, but he was signing something else.
Oh, that's fun.
So I was I was signing, I learned to sign I'm a liar with my hands and white power. So so I signed white power and I'm a liar with my hands while I'm doing the routine. In the bit of saying, I was saying, explaining to people the reason why Trump is bad with English is because he's doing two languages at once. And so I said to them, he's signing one thing and saying something else. And
I
so then
love
I
that.
did
Yeah.
that, but I didn't tell the audience what I was signing. I just did it. And so, for as far as they know, if they didn't know sign language, then they're like, it's just gibberish. But there was somebody who was deaf in the audience, and so they saw the sign language, and when they came up to me after the show, at first I thought they were fucking with me, but they really loved the fact that first of all I could talk with one thing, I could say one thing and sign something else, which I didn't know that was like a big deal. I didn't know that was like something an issue. It was hard for me because I don't know sign language.
No,
But
that's like, I mean, that feels like pat your head and rub your belly at the same time.
right, and but I've always been able to do that, so I never thought, I didn't think that it was like a difficult task. To me, the difficult task was learning to say white power and I'm a liar, you know, which is why I never did that. Well, I didn't do that again because I spent a lot of time learning to say that,
I bet you did.
and it's a lot of energy, and I'm like, I was exhausted, but it worked, in the sense that um, like a deaf person saw it and went like, that's hilarious. And
Yeah.
then he said, and that's really hard to do, to sign one thing and say something else. But that's what reminded me of you just talking about the deaf thing. But you are such a high energy personality, not just a performer, personality, that for you to have to slow it down and articulate your mouth movements,
It was
for
good for me. You know,
yeah.
it's good for me to step into a different space and just try to part of my problem is I go too fast through life. I was always running 100 miles an hour, and one of my major lessons from cancer is slow down. Look around you, take it in, smell the flowers, all that cliche shit.
See, and as soon as you said that, I thought to myself, someone will probably give you to say, and I bet you cancer is teaching you a lesson. And
Of
that's what
course.
I can hear that in the back of my head, someone saying that to you. Can't This is nature's way or God's way of telling you to slow down.
Well, honestly though, like if you get sick in some way or you have a major life event happen to you and you don't learn from it, you are doing yourself a disservice.
Right.
Like you have to learn from these things. If I just went, yeah, I had cancer, who cares? What fuck? And I didn't actually take the time to think about, well, what's different on the other side of it? You
Right.
know? I have to. So I'm still processing a lot of what happened and will be for a long time. And so, try to every day is filled with gratitude and I just try to, you know, I try to really get things done on most days. Like if I have an idea, I try to run with it instead of or walk methodically with it because I was running too fast. But I really just try to not wait for things or opportunities. I go out and get it because I realize now how limited my time could be.
So, in a way, you've answered this, but I'm going to kind of rephrase it so maybe it could be a more precise answer. Technically, you have answered it, and if people like reverse engineer the question, they'll say, "Oh yeah, he already answered that." But I'm going to ask it in a way that is more precise. Um, what did the rookie comedian Alex think of comedy versus what the experienced Alex think of comedy? When you first started comedy, what did you think it was then, and what do you think comedy is now?
Well, the one of the things that attracted me immediately was the fact that I can do this however I want. And as a very young comic, I was extremely experimental because I didn't know what my style was. I didn't know what I wanted to be. Sometimes I would do characters, sometimes I would do one-liners. And so I was just, I would try to do long form stories or short little bits. And the more I learned about myself, the more I learned that if I need to learn who I am to learn what type of comedian I really will be. And what I have learned are my strong suits is that I am delightfully dark and unapologetically positive. And so I want the audience to feel good when they walk out of there, but I also want them to be times of just like, oh, wow, that was just like not can you say that like that's so offensive, but just like, wow, you really, that's where your brain went. That is a really dark place that and so I think I always try to remind myself I started doing this because it was fun, because there's a freedom to being on stage and there's a privilege to that freedom to give the audience a show and to make them feel something. And so every time I walk on stage, if I have that mentality now, make them feel something, give them an escape, show them something about who you are. My shows will be better. If I have fun up there, if I always have fun, no matter what the circumstances, I look around because I mean, look, we've both performed in some horrible situations when you're sitting in the back watching everyone bomb going, I do not want to do this. I do not want to do this. Why did I agree to this? Why did I drive an hour out of my way to be here? And you go, before that happens, you go, no, I'm going to make this fun. I'm going to
Yeah.
have a good time up there. And if I have a good time, they'll have a good time. So I still try to have that mentality as a rookie and as a pro. A lot of things that happen with a pro is like you start, the money becomes a thing. You got to make money all of a sudden. Sometimes
Yes.
I go, oh
Yeah.
my God, I look at my schedule. I have no money coming in. Oh,
Right.
fuck. And that can take away some of the fun. But I chose this life. It's a privilege to get to do it. And overall, it's better than any alternative that I can think of.
Now, I first of all, I want to put people's minds at ease because in the clip that we're going to about to show a second clip from TikTok. The first clip you mentioned that you had like $350,000 worth of hospital bills.
Yeah.
I want people to everybody relax. Alex is fine. He's making half of that money back at Magoobies in January.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But continue to book him and continue to help him out financially if you can, because that's only half of the money from Magoobies. He's still going to need the other half. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I know you won't. I know you weren't going to ask for the money. I was just putting it out there because you're too proud to do that.
Yep,
but
definitely.
I want you, so. And before I play this next clip, I have two. The first question, I felt bad even wanting to bring it up, but now that I know the nature of your documentary, I can ask it now. In the documentary, and I encourage people to watch it. It's on YouTube. I forgot what it's called, but it's
When does the club shut?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
When does the club shut?
Yeah.
Why that title? Is that how they say it there?
No. It's a song that we were listening to while we were over there that just made us laugh a lot. And I can't remember what the name of I believe that's the name of the song. But the song just keeps going like, when does the club shut? All I want is pizza. Pizza. All I want now. And it was just like we kept like laughing about it while we were running around the streets of London. And so yeah, he named it When Does the Club Shut?
I've got a proper fucking treat for you. From the Comedy Store in LA to Vauxhall Comedy in London, would you please start going nuts for your last act?
Hi everybody. A little bit early there, huh? still learning the system here. It's my first time in London, everybody. It's true, I am from Los Angeles. My career is going very well. I'm doing a free show following a man named Mooch at an underground sex club. So, this is exactly what I had on my vision board. I'm out of control.
Now, during that thing, you mentioned you do a bit that I thought was funny. Well, I thought I thought the whole thing was funny, but I'm specifically zeroing in on this because you ever hear somebody say a joke and you think of a tag and you go, I wonder if they thought of it and forgot it. No, because sometimes you're on stage and it's happening so fast. You have like a tag and a tag and a tag, and the audience is getting into it. Then you forget the tag, and then the show is over. People are like, great job. And you go like, yeah, but I forgot 2 of my tags.
Sure, of course. Yeah. I try to not be that guy, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, I am that guy. So it goes. You said I can't do it justice, but you'll understand. You'll remember the bit. I think if I really fuck it up, you can. First of all, if you need to correct me on anything, I guess I should have said this in the green room. Feel free to correct me. You can't hurt my feelings, and I'd rather things be right than people think I'm right and I'm wrong.
Fair enough.
Okay, so you have a bit, if I remember, it's like robots getting stoned or something, and he realizes that his life is like, I've been seeing all my life as zeros and ones, and today I saw a 2.
Right. Yeah.
I thought that was like really, really, really fucking smart, first of all.
Thanks.
And funny. And then I thought to myself, because it was a clip, I don't know how far you went with it, And because I haven't seen the rest of it, I don't know if you addressed it or not. But I kept thinking, if you're a robot and you get stoned, you're going to be craving pie, And
That's
I didn't
good.
know. And
That's
I didn't know
good.
if you
Yeah.
thought of that. And I thought to myself, I want to mention it. But I didn't know. I didn't know if that was something that hit your brain and you didn't get mentioned, or if it's like you never thought of it.
No,
But
that bit, the full bit's on my first album, which is called Hugs, Drugs, Pugs. So because I was just doing a mishmash of a bunch of material over in London, because I was mostly doing anywhere from 5 to 20-minute sets over there. I wasn't headlining, like doing a full hour, because it was my first time over there. I just wanted to get a feel and like just be part of the club scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'd be blessed and lucky to have that. But I would say, so I thought of that, and I thought to myself, it gets to continue, and because to me, pie is a double thing. It's like PI,
of course, yeah,
but it's also a snack food for people who are stoned.
So, yeah, I mean that's it's fun to like take another comedian's bit and go, well, where would I go with it?
Yeah, but I didn't, like I said, and I didn't want to. Again, with what you've done and where you've gone, you're like way beyond where I am. But I was just curious, like, did he think of it? And did he just forget it? Or did he, like I said, because
I never thought about that. And it doesn't matter, like, dude, just like, look, we're all different people and we're going to have different frames of thought and perspectives on things. So I never go, listen to me, 2-year comedian. You can't try to tell me what to do. Like, dude, if you got a good line, hit me with it. If it can inspire me to go further, great. But I don't do that bit anymore. So I'm not going to, so as it is a good line, but I'm not going to go, I should bring that back. That bit that I recorded 6 years ago,
So that almost sounds like permission for me to steal it. Is that what that is? No, I'm just teasing. No,
yeah, go for it.
No, I'm just teasing. I would not steal it. Borrow it, maybe. I'd give it back after I was done.
You're weak. Come on, steal bits.
I joked about stealing someone's bit once. Here's the deal. It's not. This is what happened. And I'm sure you've been in a situation where you've been with the same comedian several shows in a row to the point where you almost know their material as well as they do, or at least a good chunk of it. there was a comedian. We had been on like 3 or 4 shows in a row, and I'd followed him each time. Each time I came up after him, and he had such a really, really good, smart bit. And I kept thinking to myself, man, that is so fucking smart. That is so funny. And half the time, I think it was too smart for the audience sometimes. But it was, but as a quote smart person and a comedian, I really appreciated the work he put into it, and I thought it was funny. And so the 4th time I heard the routine, I followed him up, and I said to the audience, another round of applause for and I said his material, and I said he is so funny. I said I like his material so much. I said I wish I could think of stuff like that. And then I started to do his material, and I started to do his set from the beginning, just for like 30 seconds or so, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and the audience is just staring at me, just like what the fuck. And he is in the back laughing. He's like laughing his ass off because he's like, okay, this is like an homage. This is like, and the audience didn't get it at all. And I just did like good 30, 45 seconds of it because it was just that, and the audience didn't get it. And I thought to myself, this is really fucking funny. You people have no idea how funny this is. I'm not going to tell you how funny it is. I'll just let you feel bad about it. The comedian liked it.
Yeah, the audience doesn't lie. Sometimes you got to go, all right, not for this moment.
But damn it, it's funny. You're going to realize this 5 years from now. You're going to feel bad. You're going to write me a letter of apology.
Yep.
So I'm going to start the next clip. It's for the audience. Oh man, where was the first one shot? The one with the balloon? No, that's not the balloons. That the one with the cancer bills. Where was that one shot?
At a place called, that was a Comedy Central taping in LA, a place called Los Globos. It's a dance club actually. But yeah, that full set is on Comedy Central's digital channel.
Okay, and then the next one
is the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, California, one of the oldest and most famous clubs in the country.
Wow. Now, I'll ask after the people get to watch it, because otherwise I'll ask a question and people like, why the fuck is he asking that?
Yeah, just play it.
Yeah.
People, listen up. This is how you fall in love. Are you ready? Settle. Settle. Look around. No one here was anyone's first choice. And if you're out there thinking, Alex, I didn't settle, the person with you, they did. You can wait around for your dream vacation to the Maldives, or you can jump in a pool in an apartment complex tomorrow. Either way, the water's wet.
Now, the balloons.
I'll explain that very quickly. It's their July is their birthday month. So all throughout July, the club's been around. This was their 44th year, maybe this past year, I think, something like that. So every month in July, they put an arch of balloons on the stage.
Oh, okay.
Simple.
Now, you don't have to admit to this. Have you ever taken a little souvenir of a club that you've gone to? It's like, wow, this is a really nice place. I don't know if I'll ever be here again, but I'd like to have an ashtray, or I'd like to have a glass or a cup.
I mean, I can easily answer that no, because I'm not a things person. So
okay.
I really I don't like having stuff. Even when I did, so I filmed Roast Battle season 2 for Comedy Central in the House of Blues in Los Angeles, which was a pretty iconic building. And they told us we are tearing this building down as soon as our taping is done. We are the last thing that's ever going to shoot in there. And so people were taking pieces of the carpet, pieces of the wall. I was like, what? I don't need a piece of a wall. I don't need that. What am I going to do with it? It's just going to sit in a drawer somewhere. And so I'm not a collector of any kind. So no. Yeah, no, I'm all about consumables. Like when I'm on the road, I go to artisanal like soap shops, and I bring my wife back like handmade soaps and candles and things and tea and stuff like that. Stuff that we can use.
Okay.
I don't give me anything. I don't want it. Like if I can't wear it or eat it or something like or put it, something like that, I don't want it.
And okay, now let's say you're performing at a show on stage, and have you do a bit or whatever, but other than laughter, what is your best sound that you want to hear from the audience?
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, any sound is good, but I like when I hear like a, like, because that means I really surprised you in that moment. So I'm okay with like a glottal choke, of some kind. Um, yeah, that's probably my answer for that one.
Now I was at this has happened a few times, but this was one time. This guy was sitting by himself in the front row, and he wasn't laughing. He was like this, and he didn't laugh for any comedian, nobody. He just did this, and he would do this at the end of a joke. You go, and then I did one joke, and he literally did this. Now that's funny.
Yeah.
And after that, he went back to doing this. And I thought to myself, that was
Yeah,
funny. But
that's his rolling on the floor, slapping the table. That's his version of
yes,
that. So
yeah. I had the
Cool.
other extreme where a woman went, I think I peed my pants. And to me, that will be my forever favorite.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Um,
All right, Gigi, I got to ask, how many more questions we got? Because I got.
anytime you're ready to go. Like I said, because I'm just doing this because I like this, it's a conversation.
Oh no, for sure. Like I having a good time. I have a bunch of other work I got to do this morning, so I gotta wrap up fairly soon. I thought we were gonna do an hour, so yeah. I didn't quite plan for this long. So, but
No sweat, no sweat. Well, let's do this. Is there anything that you want to cover that you have not covered? Any causes or anything social issues that you want to address? Just
I'll just say, I will say this. The best thing that I think you can do to make the world a better place is to learn how to love yourself and to lead with that feeling at all times. If you are good to other people and you have great energy and you're somebody that other people want to be around, it's hard for them to stay in a negative space. So don't try to affect things on a macro level, try to affect things on a micro level, and all of that will bleed out into other places that will then infect other people with that same force of good. And honestly, that's what I try to lead with. I try to just be the best version of myself at all times and be endlessly myself, be the most Alex Hooper I can be. And then hopefully other people will feel like they can be the most they can be at the same time. And I really think that helps.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do as an entertainer. I appreciate what you do as a person. Even like I said, even though it's like I don't want people to get the idea that you and I are like in contact with each other all the time. And maybe a lot of this is me romanticizing my version of Alex Hooper. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But
Ooh.
yeah. But to me, you're one of the good ones.
I
And
appreciate that. Back at you, buddy.
in a world where in a world that's gone a little bit crazy, your kind of crazy is welcomed. At least in my world, your kind of crazy is welcome. And I am glad, even though we're all going to die one day, I'm glad your number was not up with your cancer. I'm glad you're doing well with it.
Not quite. Sorry, everybody. You got a lot more of me to look forward to.
Yeah, and now chances are you'll outlive me. And because I'm 64, yeah, but chances are. So if I go first, if you could say a couple of nice words about me on YouTube or wherever you happen to be, that'd be great.
You got it, bud.
All right, man. And I will, as they would say, is the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I will see you at Magooby's on the 10th.
January 10th. Thank you so much for doing this, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate it. Bye.